Egyptian writers discussed options for Egypt and Sudan to deal with the problem of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam book believes that Cairo and Khartoum should take swift measures at the legal and military levels to deter the Ethiopian attempts. Any of them lists several reasons that legally and practically justify the destruction of the Renaissance Dam. Others also see the need for Egypt to review its relations with some countries which play against the interests of Egypt and Sudan.
Calls to destroy the Ethiopian dam in today's London Opinion. Abdullah Al-Ashal lists 10 reasons that legally and practically justify the destruction of the Renaissance Dam with the aim of removing it from the job of destroying Egypt.
The dam's destruction will not harm Ethiopia, but it will bring life to Egypt and cut off the threat of submission and submissiveness, and deals with a very dangerous issue. Ethiopia's conspiracy to annihilate Egypt is clearly visible, and she has insistence on it surrounding him with deception. Among the reasons cited by the author is that the government has failed to control its alliances with Saudi Arabia, the Emirates and Israel, who supported Abyssinia in the project to exterminate Egypt, and therefore calls for a review of all relations with these three countries.
The writer goes on to say, there is no hope for Ethiopia's retreat. Only trimming its nails will stop it from the scheme. And he concludes his article by saying that striking the dam needs political and diplomatic coverage. Fikri Hassan warns in Al-Sharouk that the Nile Basin countries are rapidly approaching a choice that has grave consequences, after years of initiatives and negotiations.
He believes that it is prudent to move quickly towards a peaceful and friendly agreement regarding filling the dam, and for joint regulation of the effects of the filling and operation of the dam. He says that Ethiopia's position to proceed with the second phase of filling the Renaissance Dam without coordination with Egypt and Sudan is fraught with dangers and is inconsistent with international laws. Dua Abdelgawad in Al Arabi Al Jadid of London criticizes the Egyptian-Sudanese laxity in dealing with the file, in order to prevent reaching this stage.
She believes that the Egyptian-Sudanese threats have not gone beyond the realm of verbal threat, and the time frame available for military action before the second filling of the dam is narrow. From her point of view, the two countries should take swift measures, at the legal and military levels, to deter the Ethiopian attempts. Also, understandings must be achieved with the countries that finance and support the dam, especially China and Israel, to ensure a firm position on the Security Council.
A review is necessary. A review is necessary. Farouk Waide is surprised, in the Egyptian Al-Ahram, about the change in the positions of countries that have relations and interests with Egypt, such as China and the United States, regarding the issue of the Renaissance Dam. The writer says, the issue is no longer the hardline stances of Ethiopia, but the most dangerous are these countries that play against the interests of Egypt and Sudan. These countries that support Ethiopia have historical relations and strategic interests with us.
He points out that there are weaknesses in international relations that we lost, and we have to reconsider their calculations, because it is inconceivable for America and Israel to stand against Egypt and Sudan in an issue related to the lives of two peoples. Mohammed Bedreddin Zayed also calls, in Al-Masri Al-Yawm, for a review of the content of the media and diplomatic message regarding the Renaissance Dam issue.
He says, the media message that is addressed to the world must be formulated with great precision and professionalism, and be supported by legal bases, and it must be presented to the whole world, especially African countries. He believes that external pressures should continue during the negotiations, as the evidence indicates that this Ethiopian negotiator will not modify his behavior because of any negotiations inside a closed hall.
Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Amr Hamzawi presents some ideas for resolving the stalled Renaissance Dam negotiations in Al-Quds Al Arabi in London. He says, decision-makers in Cairo and Khartoum should intensify diplomatic efforts to persuade Brussels and Washington to nominate special envoys for the issue of the Renaissance Dam, similar to the envoys to other international crisis areas.